the climate crisis is through the fair and equal distribution of the atmospheric space and of these responsibilities, although different. As the UNFCCC establishes on climate change, as we have mentioned in the latest scientific reports and the reports from the Convention Secretariat, in order to mitigate the temperatures within the framework of the Paris Agreement, we need to reduce emissions significantly. It's the developed countries that have to take leadership to defend humankind and Mother Earth. It's a lie to say that the commitments for zero emissions before 2050 are a very ambitious target facing climate change, as what this means for developed countries is to avoid their historic responsibilities, dress up their inaction, their climate inaction, and continue to fill this atmospheric space for developing countries. In COP26, for this to be successful, it has to conclude with a decision that will lead to a path for the real and immediate reduction for developed countries with a maximum limit of 2030. In turn, the developing countries will have to gradually reduce our emissions based on the provisions from the developed countries, the provisions of financing, transfer of technology, and capacity building. Bolivia is contributing to the global climate solutions geared towards the horizon of buen vivir, living well in harmony with Mother Nature. We haven't stayed put with our arms crossed, and we are contributing with our national efforts, with actions to avoid the climate crisis. However, we're not going to be able to do this alone and with our own resources. And that's why we propose the need to implement immediately the framework of approaches not based on the markets, based in Article 6.8 of the Paris Agreement. To support with international cooperation and in a fair and equitable way the developing countries with their mitigation and adaptation processes to climate change. It's also important to make feasible the provision of financing for alternative methods of adaptation and mitigation for an integral approach and a sustainable one for the forests. Alternatives to payment for results, the agreement defined by Article 5 of the Paris Agreement. The Green Climate Fund should encompass the mandates of the COP and act urgently to offer financing for alternatives to REDD+. Bolivia has also proposed that the COP26 comprehensively consider all of the topics related to adaptation to offer coherence and coordination to the matters of adaptation and to align these to the definition of the global goals. This is essential to effectively support the adaptation in developing countries. Lastly, I would like to point out that COP26 in Glasgow is the time to stop hypocrisy with Mother Earth and to demonstrate clearly that we have a real will among the developing countries to impede its imminent collapse. Wherever this will already exists, and this will already exist among us, the developing countries. Thank you very much.